How would you recommend a UA team to get started on SDK Networks if they are not already spending on them? And what can you expect from adding this to your marketing activities, including results and expectations from the initial few months?
Yeah. First of all, I think just expect a little effort. That's in there. It really, it is the effort that I think counts, and eventually is the difference maker whether or not you're gonna cut it on that new channel, SDK or anything else, right, or not. And so, like I said, don't expect the ROI, the performance to be there right away. And the chances are that even if you find performance in there right away, it's most probably not going to be stable, right? It's not going to be feasible, just because you haven't figured it out yet, right? So if you do by any chance get the performance right spot on, it's most probably just going to be luck. And I can already hear my VP saying, hey, if there's performance, scale the hell out of it. And now you're like, well, I don't know how much I can scale it, right? Because I'm not familiar with it yet. So like I said, effort, get familiar with it, right? For me, I actually see a lot of similarities between cracking a new channel, SDK, for example, platform. A lot of similarities between that and soft launching the whole product, actually, like the whole game, right? When you're soft launching the game, you also don't expect the ROI to be there from the day one, right? Like, you don't know what's your LTV, you don't know what your CAC at, and all these things you have to figure it out yet, right? So I think it's the exact same approach that you need to take to the new platform that you're trying to crack, right? Don't expect the ROI to be there yet. Let's figure out the CPI first, right? What is the range of CPI that I am, realistically getting out of this platform, and is it within the range that I'm comfortably paying, right? And also don't try to one-to-one compare it to others, because if you're not getting the same CPI on an SDK platform as you are getting on Facebook, it still doesn't have to be necessarily a good or a bad indicator, right? Maybe the LTV is way higher, or maybe it's not, right? So let's just take that as a new fact, right? And trying to work out a whole funnel on that platform first before you start judging and saying whether it is or it is, not for your product. And with that effort coming in, and figuring out the rest of the funnel, then after a couple of months and obviously some money being spent, I guess you can judge whether or not that platform is for you. And ideally, within the R&D budget, have multiple platforms that are being tested like that, so you can tell, okay, which of those tests do make sense to me, right? Because eventually, if you only test one thing, and most of the time that one new thing is not going to work out, then you're just going to get back to a vicious circle of spending wherever you've been spending before, and you're just in the same loop, and you're not growing anywhere.